Tonight, we find out who controls their destiny and who becomes a target. It's the final week of the panel twist on Fantasy Football. Welcome all. I'm Mark Shu, and this is Fantasy Football, a reality competition. Make sure to like this video, comment, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Last week, the panel of top performers sent 3 more targets into the Elimination Showdown on Monday night, and a top 5 Gauntlet scorer in G-Money was sent packing. The panel twist has sent the league activity into a pressure cooker over the past couple weeks, and a strong roster like G-Money's hitting the waiver wire means there are even bigger moves yet to be made.
I think that one of the most valuable things that you could do is to try to ship off some players that aren't useful anymore. Last night, Khalil Herbert, I traded him away for about $35 in Fab. Kendrick Bourne, he played a couple good weeks for me. Same with Herbert, got $20 in Fab for him. Trading away these guys instead of releasing them to the waiver, it's a double bonus. Not only do I hold more Fab dollars at the end of the day, transferring money from one owner to another is even more efficient for helping control the pot. Right now we're at a spot where I hold 24% of all available Fab in the league. This is a really interesting week to kind of use my Fab to push people around.
Rather than wait for the waivers to clear, I got in touch with Steve and we were talking about trades. About midnight, I offer him about $145 for Zach Ertz, knowing that the next morning he's going to wake up and worry about the waiver wire. And I'm not a huge Zach Ertz fan, but I knew Zach Ertz going to the Cardinals was going to be a big addition. Monday night game's not for a minute. The bye week's not for a minute. So I got to make it through for a couple of weeks here. And I already got Christian Kirk and James Conner. Why not add the tight end and just roll it out on the offense that is hot as hell?
I picked up Zach Ertz for $4. Now, the man looked great. He's in a great situation. He might be a top-end tight end. But at this stage in the game, to make $145 on a player that I acquired 3 weeks before for $4, I had to do it. Now, all of a sudden, I have about $550. I increased all my bids. I went $189 on Amari Cooper, and I went $189 on Brandon Cooks. I never thought I'd get it, but I ended up getting both of these receivers, and now I'm looking pretty stacked at receiver. I got 2 players that are definitely going to help my team. I feel really safe for 3 weeks.
I was shocked coming away with Nick Chubb, Dalvin Cook, and Mike Evans. I ended up with under 100 Fab left, and I ended up swinging a couple deals. Julian at the point after found some good deals together. I gave away Stafford and Javonte. I get a good amount of Fab in the deal. We're both going to be looking out for each other's backs.
What happened is Joe Momola put down 3 and change, thinking everybody was going to go higher, and ended up with Dalvin Cook and Nick Chubb, and blew his whole load in Fab and went from the top guy in Fab to like $50. And all of a sudden I get this message from Joe Momola. What do you think about Robert Woods? So I give you $85 for Robert Woods. Just like that, picked him up.
Didn't hit any of these last waiver wire ads. That's okay. I've been dumpster diving, waiver wiring, so it's going okay right now. League mates in here seem to like Fab. I got Fab if you guys want to make some trades and get some Fab on your team. Hopefully week 8, I'm deciding what's what.
It's the last week of the panel twist, and immunity is back up for grabs. Let's see who can avoid the gauntlet during the Week 8 matchup between the Cardinals and the Packers.
We're halfway through the season, Week 8. We're going into Thursday night. My DFS lineup is locked in. I'm going both quarterbacks, no doubt. Kyler Murray in the MVP spot because I think he's going to light up Green Bay in the Dome. You got to go Aaron Rodgers because you need the points. I picked up Matt Prater to put him in there. I took Zach Ertz. And then in my last position, I thought about going Robert Tonyan. I might flip him out. It may be Connor because the Green Bay defense on running is not bad. He might throw a touchdown or 2 across the goal line. But I think we got this week. I'm definitely going to do some damage in there and give somebody a run for their money. We'll have to check back in because after tonight, half my lineup has produced what it's going to produce, and I'm worried about going into the next week.
My immunity lineup is going to be Kyler Murray in the MVP flex. I went with Zach Ertz, and then I went with Aaron Rodgers, Randall Cobb, and Aaron Jones. Devontae Adams and Alan Lazard being out, I think this should be a game that Cobb could do a little something. I'm hoping Kyler Murray can make a few plays with his legs and get me some points, and we can come out on top in this immunity.
You need something. It can't be Murray. It can't be Ertz. Pick. We win! Back to f***ing back! Suck it! That's it. It's over.
Thursday night did not go the way I wanted it to. And this is my first week with a bad showing by the Cardinals. I really thought this was going to be a game that they dominated. I lucked out by getting 2 touchdowns out of Connor, but Murray just did not play well. So I lost 4 of my players going into Sunday to put some points up. I'm kind of nervous about where I'm going to be.
Holy crap. So close to getting immunity. This one hurts, guys. I needed this immunity this week. That Murray pick at the end, that hurt me. I ended up losing the immunity this week by 0.02 points. Good job, Thomas Tipple. Congrats.
Fantasy football. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Good night, everybody. I'll see you next week.
Amazing! In back-to-back weeks, Thomas Tipple squeaks out an immunity victory, his 3rd win of the season, and this one by 0.02 of a point. My goodness! Looking at our Immunity Showdown leaderboard, JC Money Design still claims our top spot, which he's held since his Week 1 victory between Dallas and Tampa Bay. Shuey, Joe Memo, and America's Dynasty all have spots in the top 5 despite not having won safety this season. Our only other immunity winner, the Surgeon, takes 4th place. And despite 3 Immunity Showdown victories, Tom can't even sniff this leaderboard. He's hanging out in the middle of the pack. Like last week, Tom will take an early seat on the panel. Let's see how the rest of the contestants maneuvered through this week's gauntlet as we find out who will make the panel, who will be saved by the top nerd, and which contestants will be fighting for their lives.
Should be watching football, but instead I gotta take all these damn engagement pictures. She wanted to do it on football Sunday. This is her fault.
I'm getting all of my players back. The last 2 weeks have been really rough. I'm going to be adding Kirk Cousins this week. I love watching primetime Kirk. I know he gets a lot of flack, but I'm hoping that Thriller Kirk to Justin Jefferson Halloween night is what's going to get it done for me this week.
I was not expecting to be in this position at all. I was quite confident. I'm confident in the remainder of my players. I just don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know what's gotten into me today, but I woke up, I was feeling kind of golden. I was feeling rich. I'm not sure why, but I think it's because I saw my fantasy lineup for today. I'm looking to win it. I want top nerd this week because I'm going to fleece somebody for a player. I want to get richer. All that fab we spent this week was well worth it because our boy Brandon Cooks just caught a 50-yard touchdown pass. Brandon the Cookie Monster on Halloween. He's hungry.
Elijah Mitchell is looking like the real deal. He's getting tons of volume. Tyler Boyd also is getting some things done that he hasn't been able to, and Tyler Lockett is working out the kinks. So I'm going into Sunday Night Football with the possibility to be on that committee and not be on the elimination block. If Thriller Kirk, the Thriller Kirk to Justin Jefferson narrative can come through, let's see it.
You knew he'd come out on Halloween. He can smell the chocolate. He can see the ghoulish spirits. The goblin comes out for another touchdown. Woo! Gonna be that top scorer this week. You always knew it.
Why does my team suck so much? It's just so frustrating. I need Terry McLaurin. I need Antonio Gibson. I need DJ Moore to be producing at a high level. I can't have these petty 5-point games from them. It burns me. It really does.
Boy, I knew this was going to be a rough week. Allen Robinson, boy, he sucks this year. Hopefully, I'm not in the Elimination Showdowns because those just aren't my thing lately.
Justin Jefferson is getting blanked on Sunday Night Football, and I'm going to be at risk again, I didn't have enough to get into the committee, and I'm really worried that for a second straight week, I'm going to be in the Eliminator.
Whew. Was not a pretty week. Wasn't even close to finishing in the top 5. And I've got King Henry out with injury. So that's a big dent to my team. Don't think that I am the biggest threat here. There are a lot of guys that have a lot of fab left, so we'll see how it plays out.
Wow. My team did not perform. It means that I know I'm a target. I've got 4 amazing running backs that everybody would want. I don't want to be a part of the elimination at this point in the game, both for my mental health and just because I really want to win.
We're top nerd. Got him. And my boy Cooper ate today. My man Cooks ate today. The surgeon's going to sleep well tonight.
I made the panel, which was great. For the first time, my team did what I knew it could do. It was nice, so nice not to have to worry about being thrown into elimination. I went with the group, man. Didn't want to make waves.
I was screwed going into Sunday, and my team rallied. Hubbard put up 12. Woods came through 19. First time vote on people going into the elimination and not having to sweat it. So I'm happy.
Well, that didn't take long. About 15 minutes after the game ended, I got a little DM from Steve, $100 fab, and he'd consider giving me immunity this week. No, that's not how I do things. Steve, I don't roll that way. I'll see you on Monday, apparently, because it sounds like I'm going to be a target. I'm going to be thrown in there. Just got to wait to see who the other 2 people in the panel are going to vote in. But Steve, better hope I don't come back, because I'm going to be gunning your way.
He made a little bit of a blunder during the negotiation process. He really wanted 100, and I was like, 100's a lot. You know, I got like $15 last week when I gave away immunity. I get it. You know, I'm a threat. My team's really good. I may have to pay up a little bit more. I said, hey, you want 40? You can take 40, but I'm going to go to bed. I'll leave the offer out there. I woke up the next morning. He took the offer. I had immunity. And now I get to play forward for week 9. So I'm excited about that.
Joe Momola did use that and get freedom this week, and he needed it because he was definitely going to be going in. Proud to announce that we sent in Alex Kerp. I really hope he gets bounced. At least he'll have the Bills the rest of the year to root on. America's Dynasty, we've gotten this guy in here 3 weeks in a row. He's killing it in the DFS. A little bit of disagreement there on that last guy. Was going to be JC Money Design. Christian McCaffrey on his bench, but he's got no fab. I decided to push my chips in and try to knock J. Cola eFantasy Football out of this thing. Best of luck, I guess, to you guys tonight. The best part for me is one of you have to go home.
I got 2 votes to go into the Eliminator. That seems good, right? Well, that tied me for the last spot in the Eliminator, and I guess they did some kind of vote off, and you boys, who they picked. So I'm going to the Eliminator again, I guess, like whatever. I'll be there. I'm going to be ready.
Yet again, I got voted for the weekend elimination. You think they learned a while? I'm going to come back. I always do.
I'm just mad at Steve. He sells immunity to Joe Memolo, one of the top scorers, for 40 fab. So Steve, the surgeon, he's target number 1 for me.
Congratulations to the surgeon, our top nerd for week 8. He leads our panel along with Thomas Tipple, our Immunity Showdown winner, as well as Burner, Cooter, Gymnastic, and Killer B, who rounded out the top 5 scores in the Gauntlet. And for the second straight week, the panel has decided to set its sights on J. Cola and America's Dynasty. And after some mild extortion from the surgeon to save Joe Memo, Alex Kerp will see his first elimination showdown since week 2. Let's take you there right now.
Here we are, Monday Night Football, Eliminator. How could you possibly put anyone other than Patrick Mahomes in the captain spot? Mahomes, Tyreek, and Travis Kelce. So now I got to go for some cheaper options. Giant side, I'm going to go with Kadarius Toney. And then for my really punt cheap play, I'm going to go with Byron Pringle. He's gotten a handful of targets the last couple weeks. Maybe he can get in the end zone.
Well, here we go. About to be game time, so I'm going to go Kelsey, Hill, Mahomes. Coming back with Kadarius Toney, Evan Ingram.
Let's just get it down to it. Patrick Mahomes for my MVP this week. Of course, you have to put in Travis Kelce. Man, I really didn't want to spend much on Tyreek Hill, so I didn't get him. I went with McCall Hardman. I think he'll have an okay game. Devontae Booker, I think he's going to have a huge game against that Kansas City defense. And I went with Darius Slayton.
So Alex came with almost the exact same lineup that I have. Our only difference is Pringle versus Ingram. So we got a lot of similarity there. The other lineup, really the big differentiation there is Tyreek Hill.
I don't want to go home. J. Cola, Dynasty, good luck.
Tyreek Hill is going off. He got a touchdown. He's getting targeted. He's getting peppered with targets.
So we're about to start the fourth quarter. All of us within 3 points. I'm in the middle right now. 1.3 ahead of Dynasty. Pretty much a 3-man against him. Hardman, Booker, Slayton versus Ingram, Hill, and Kadarius Toney. This is going to be a tough one. It's a grind.
It's coming down to the end. The Giants, if they got a touchdown to either Booker or Slayton, I would be going home. I'm a little nervous, but I'm hoping out that the KC defense can hold strong here.
Let's go. Evan Ingram touchdown. 1 target. That's all he needs right now. Puts me in first. Gives me about a 9-point advantage on Dynasty. That is huge right now. Still a lot of game left, though. But that was huge. Your boy Curb stays alive. 60.96, the highest scoring out of the 3. Evan Ingram, that late touchdown. Once that happened, I gained the lead and kept it the rest of the way. This was big since these showdown slates are my biggest problem. It was a very exciting way to get here with, the Steve drama. If I got to go through these showdown slates to get it, I will get it. But I will do what I can to make sure my next vote is on you. Let's go.
The game is over, and I have safety. I'll be back another week. I'm really hoping I'm not going to be in the Eliminator next week, but you never know. I'm going to be working hard, even if I am, but I will see you next week.
I lost. I can't believe it, but I lost. I don't even know what to say right now. Darius Slayton gets 0 points. I made some bad choices apparently in the elimination, and I thought I was for sure going to make it again, but I jinxed myself.
It was very bittersweet. Against my better judgment, I threw in America's Dynasty, man. I threw in Patrick, and I felt bad about it. They had majority anyways. It didn't much matter. I didn't necessarily think there would be an issue. I thought for sure he was coming back. He didn't. It just wasn't Patrick's night. So Patrick, if you're seeing this, dude, sorry.
It's been a fun run. I've escaped eliminations so many times I can't even count. This was one of the funnest things I've done. I love fantasy football. I love football in general. The guys are great. Good luck to the rest of y'all. I'll be cheering y'all on from my house.
Patrick, America's Dynasty, was a great competitor, and he put up a good fight, but unfortunately, 4 straight trips to the Elimination Showdown proved to be too much for him, and he's been dropped from the league. He's our 8th contestant to go and brings us down to 14 contestants left. Join us next week where 8 more contestants will be entering the Elimination Showdown, and not 1, but 2 contestants will be dropped from the league. That's right, it's a double Elimination Showdown next week. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Primetime Fantasy Network, and click that notification bell so you don't miss next episode. From all of us here at Fantasy Football, I'm Mark Shue. Good night, all.
Shh. I'm hoping no one sees me over here. The real strategy here is just don't ruffle any feathers, don't let anyone kind of see me over here, because I just need to make it through the next week or 2. That is now the new strategy. Pretend like you don't exist.
This league is so engaged based on the format and just the competitive guys we have in here that, like, you log on at 11:03 and there's like 6 people in there with different gifs and memes like, wait, we're waiting, here we go, what's going to happen? The energy is so fantastic. The feeling of let's load up and let's go on the attack is crazy. And I'm loaded up and ready to go. They're going to have to come get me because I'm not going to give them a chance to vote me out. I'm going to make sure I'm a captain the rest of the way forward. Like, you got to come get me because I'm not coming back to you. We're prepped. We're 2 to 3 weeks ahead, and we know what we're doing out here.
And he's a thriller. Thriller not.